Ladies and gentlemen, the streak is finally over. 1,298 games later, LeBron James' consecutive streak of scoring 10 or more points in an NBA regular season game has come to an end. Since 2007 up until 2025, 18 years the streak has gone and stayed alive. Before the Obama administration, LeBron was scoring 10 points every single time he stepped on the floor. And today it finally ended. On December 4th, 2025, a game against the Los Angeles Lakers and the Toronto Raptors. Funny enough, his first 50-point game in his career actually came against the Raptors back in his second or third year in the league. The streak is finally concluded in a game in which Austin Reaves was absolutely magnificent, further cementing his All-NBA trajectory this season with a 44-point, 10 assists, and 5 rebound performance on incredibly efficient shooting as well. In a game in which LeBron struggled mightily from the field, shooting 4 for 17, 0 for 5 from 3. But what this game showed and kind of painted a picture for us was essentially a microcosm of LeBron James' career. You know, LeBron has always been the guy who he claims that he always wants to make the right basketball. And you know, it's one thing to say that, it's another thing to do it and consistently prove that message for years and years to come. And that's exactly what LeBron James has done. And today was absolutely no different. With the score tied at 120 apiece with about 20 seconds left in regulation, the Lakers had the basketball. And of course, Austin Reaves having 44 points, the ball was in his hands, and ultimately ended up getting a screen by LeBron, I believe. LeBron slipped to the top of the key. Reaves had the ball in isolation. Ended up getting a double team, and so naturally, Reaves didn't really have a shooting angle or someone to pass to, so he gave it up to LeBron at the top of the key. LeBron ultimately beat his defender, creating a 4-on-3 in the back end. And with the streak on the line, LeBron James had 8 points with about 5, maybe 4 seconds left in the game, and an opportunity to score the basketball potentially. And in that scenario, a lot of people, I think, would have taken that opportunity. But instead, LeBron does what he's always said and claimed to have done throughout his entire career, made the right basketball play. He drove to the middle of the paint, kicked it right to Rui Hachimura in the left corner for 3, right in Rui's shooting pocket. Rui lets it fly at the buzzer, and the Lakers win the basketball game. The entire team celebrates around Rui, and LeBron is just screaming in pure joy and bliss that his team ended up winning the game. Because for LeBron James, that's what it's always been about. You know, coming up as a youngster in high school, even dating back to his first nationally televised game through ESPN, Jay Billis, a hoops fanatic and college basketball savant, was covering that game specifically.
LeBron James is the best high school basketball player I have ever seen. He's also a brilliant passer, a guy that can play with other people, find teammates, and create shots for others.
And he compared LeBron's playmaking and basketball IQ and unselfishness to that of Magic Johnson. You know, Magic made his entire Hall of Fame and top 10 player of all time career because of how great of a playmaker and teammate he was, elevating those around him. And to get that comparison is no, he must have been doing something right, and ultimately he took that. In my opinion, his passing ability has always been the best aspect of his game, even though he is the all-time leading scorer in NBA history. But he took that passing ability, made his teammates so much better throughout the course of his career, and was always that unselfish player, regardless of how dominant he was as a scorer. And today was absolutely no different. Even though his shot wasn't falling and maybe he wasn't playing the best defense, maybe he wasn't getting to the rim, he wasn't doing all these things, the one thing that stayed true, that has always been, in my opinion, the superior skill set for LeBron James' is his ability to pass the basketball at an efficient level. Today was no different. He had 11 assists, 0 turnovers, and on the final play, with 8 points, a chance to A, continue the streak, potentially, by taking the shot, and also winning the game, or B, you know, missing that shot, but the game goes into overtime, and you know, he obviously would have a great opportunity to continue that streak in that setting as well. But instead, he took option C and stayed true to who he was and made the right basketball play with the defense collapsing, corner wide open, kicked it out to Rui Hachimura, and the rest was history. I wanted to make this video because I just think it was such a poetic moment in basketball history. I think this play and this overall game was just a microcosm of LeBron James' career. That, you know, early in his career and even as he got towards his prime, a lot of people criticized LeBron for not having that Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant mentality of, I have to take the last shot. I don't care if there's 2, 3, 4 defenders all over me. I'm going to get that last shot up. And you know that worked for Kobe and Jordan to a certain extent, but that just wasn't who LeBron was. You know, like, as much as the media wanted him to be that movie kind of star assassin in a basketball form, in terms of everything falls on his shoulders with that last shot, that's just not how LeBron's greatness and mind operates. He always believes in making the correct basketball play, and he thinks that is what leads to the best outcome. And ultimately, that's proven to be true throughout the entire course of his career, and he stuck to that. You know, it just goes to show that greatness at the highest level comes in all shapes and forms. You know, so you don't always have to be taking the last shot to be the greatest player on the floor or to be the best teammate out there. And LeBron proved that once again and showed why he is one of the greatest, if not greatest, basketball players that ever played the game. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I just had to make this video. Quick, immediate reaction after this incredible game. I hope that we can appreciate what is left of LeBron, as you know, who knows, this might be his last season. May have one more year out of him. Who really knows? Things are probably starting to slow down in terms of a performance perspective. And so any great, iconic moment, even though this was a bittersweet moment with the streak ending 18 years later, it really encapsulated who I think LeBron James has been throughout his entire career. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the future with more NBA content. Peace out.